Queen Elizabeth was regarded not as a royal but as a neighbour and member of the community by those who lived near Balmoral Castle in the beautiful village of Ballater. The late monarch would visit the village in the heart of Royal Deeside, predominantly on royal engagements, or drive through when heading to her summer residence. The Queen's tradition of spending the summer months on the 50,000-acre estate is set to be continued by the new king, although the royal family are due to spend less time there than the Queen, as the grounds, gardens and exhibitions of the castle will reportedly remain open to the public until mid-August. David Coben, who was born and bred in Ballater and has owned the Breakley Gift Room shop since 2015, said that there is no doubt that the passing of Her Majesty was a real blow for many in Aberdeenshire. Yet, he told Express.co.uk that the village has coped particularly well thanks to the continuity provided by King Charles and Queen Camilla, who have invested a great deal of time in Ballater and its 1,400 residents. The 57-year-old Mr. Coben, who has met the king himself several times, lives in a cottage in the village with his wife Wendy. He said that while the Queen's death after 70 years on the throne shook many, the continuity provided by Charles and Camilla has helped everyone cope, as they have long been familiar faces in the village. In fact, Mr. Coben believes the area is doing particularly well. There is a healthy interest in the area and Balmoral Castle's car park is often full. He likes to think that the Queen would be pleased to know that the village remains just as she left it. He said, "The death of the Queen was a real blow for many people in the area and Aberdeenshire. At the time, it was quite distressing and sad for lots of people who probably did know the Queen quite well. They've lost somebody who was quite special to them. It was a major event for a lot of people up at Balmoral, but the continuity with the King and Queen and the rest of the royal family has helped everyone get over the shock of the death of the Queen. I would like to think that the Queen would be pleased that it continues in the same way it did when she was coming there all those years." As the months have passed, locals have come to terms with the fact that the Queen has gone, comforted by their own personal memories of the times they saw Her Majesty in the village or the area, he said. Mr. Coben continued, "There's continuity for everyone in the village. The knowledge that succession has taken place and that we have a new king and queen. Because we were familiar with them before, it doesn't seem like such a big change, I don't think, because the king and queen are people we were used to seeing in the village before. I don't feel that there's a huge void there that's no longer being filled. I see it being filled very well by King Charles." In fact, he said the connection between Royal Deeside and the royal family is as strong as ever. Charles and Camilla would visit the village more than the Queen, who would visit infrequently, residents say, although she would occasionally make an appearance for a royal engagement. "The new king has done a lot more engagements in Ballater than the Queen did," Mr. Coben explained, "and he's regularly involved in local projects and continues to be. Although the Queen may well have driven through without anyone knowing." Alistair Cassie, the owner of the A. Cassie hardware store, told Express.co.uk that the royals are fairly low-key when in the area. The 79-year-old said that he would give the royals their privacy, as they too keep to themselves quite a bit because they are on holiday. He added that the Queen was not in the village often, although she would pass through, hoping no one noticed. "Don't miss George, Charlotte and Louis set for exciting holiday this summer with family," Insight. Queen was easily confused and struggled to see in heartbreaking final days. Analysis, Inside the Bolt told Kate and William used for privacy while dating. Report, there have been the occasional sightings of the other royals in the village, such as Kate, Princess of Wales, popping in for coffee, but the locals respect their privacy, Mr. Coben explained, as they are treated like members of the community and neighbours rather than royalty, recognised around the world. Mr. Coben said, Kate does come down to the village from time to time. I think it's nice that they feel that they can do that. I know that, certainly when I've seen them out and about in the village, nobody bothers them, they have their privacy and people respect that they're there on holiday, they just go about their business so they have normality. To us, they're just members of our community, and I know that sounds odd, but they're neighbours to a lot of people who have known them for generations. Charles has been coming here since he was a baby, so he knows about the local area as well as lots of people. Although it appears the king might not be able to spend as much time in the area, he keeps his finger on the pulse, Mr. Coben added. He said, wherever he is, I'm very certain that he remains in full contact with the people who work there, as he takes a huge interest in the gardens and the grounds of the estate. Just because he isn't up here physically as he might have been, I would reckon he's as involved as he ever was. Mr. Coben hopes that the royal family can spend as much time as possible in the area where they can relax, have privacy, and be surrounded by local people who show them a great deal of respect. He added, we all have a healthy respect for the fact that the royal family hold Balmoral with a great deal of affection, we recognise that, and hopefully, we provide them with an environment they can enjoy themselves.